So what's up with this rare gold Piraka spine piece? Where did it come from? What's it worth? Is it the rarest Piraka related item? Or is there something worth more? Well, let's discuss that in today's video, and we'll showcase some MOCs that use this rare and limited edition LEGO piece. Let's dive in. So this rare LEGO Bionicle piece is a gold Piraka spine. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you're very familiar with the Piraka. They're some of the most iconic Bionicle sets ever with their unique masks, their toothy grins. They were cool. Now, every Piraka had a different looking spine piece. They were in different colors as well. All of them were also made with this nice kind of rubbery material. In total, there were 7 different variations and colors for these pieces. The golden version of this spine piece, well, that's the rarest one. Although, funnily enough, this is just a recolor of this head and spine piece that came on the set FOC. In this comparison shot here, you can see the similarities between the two. The only difference is the color. So what makes this one so rare? Well, it only came in one set, and that's this one, 8626 Ernak. This was a limited edition set that included the pieces from 3 different Piraka sets. And those 3 Piraka sets were Redak, as well as the set Vizok, and of course, Thok as well. But you weren't just buying these 3 sets in one box. There were a few additional pieces that were included. There were some pins, there were some tubing elements, and of course, this spine. The gold tubing in these specific sizes, they were exclusive to this set, and yeah, the spine was as well. And since this piece only appears in the one set, that's why it demands a higher price, and that's why it's considered rare. On top of that, the value of this piece comes from the fact that a lot of people love to collect Bionicle masks, as well as just different Bionicle head pieces as well. Now sure, this does have a giant spine sticking out of the head, but it still technically counts as a mask. So people who want to have every single variant, they need to add this to their collection. But what's it worth? I keep saying this is expensive, but if you wanted to pick one up, how much are we talking? Well, according to bricklink.com, this goes for anywhere between $40 to $60 each. And sometimes even higher, it can even get to about $100. Now this is all in Australian dollars. In USD, that comes to about 30 to 65 American dollars. Not too bad. It's still very expensive for one piece, but comparatively with other rare masks, it's on the lower end of things. It's still a lot, but lower. The ones that you can buy right now on Bricklink, they reflect the figures that I just showed you before. However, it is interesting to note that some of the cheaper variants of this on Bricklink, they state that the mask has been damaged in areas or parts of the rubber have split. Now, I've seen a few examples of people cutting this piece. For example, I'll see people cut up the spine or the 2 little bits that come off the edges that then attach onto the arms. Because, it's a big, bulky piece. Sometimes all that rubber gets in the way, or whatever it is that you're building, you don't really want the other stuff attached to it. You just want, say, the head, or you only really want the head and the spine. You don't want those bits on the side, whatever. That's something I've seen a few people do. I'm not saying cut up your pieces, but, I understand their logic in doing so. And then sometimes just with people having played with these pieces very heavily, the rubber has faded or deteriorated over time. This is a piece that can be known to have a few issues here and there. And yeah, obviously depending on the quality of this piece, it might be worth a little bit less than you expect. Now, funnily enough, there are 2 variants of this set that are very, very rare. Probably even rarer than this mask. So you got 66157 bonus value pack, as well as 66158 as well. So these are the same concept as that Ernak set. 3 Piraka combined into one big model. This one here, it combines the 3 Piraka that didn't come in the Ernak set. You got Hakan, you got Zaktan, and you got Avak. And then this other set, it combines those same 3 Piraka, except this one doesn't come with the golden mask. You got Vizok's mask on top instead. But it is the exact same build. Yeah, these are pretty rare and strange sets that I didn't know about for the longest time. In fact, these are so rare and so unique that bricklink.com doesn't even have them listed on the site. However, the website Brick Economy mentions these, and they say that these were exclusive to Korea. There's a few other different Hero Factory sets out there that were also Korea exclusive sets, and they're a pretty similar concept. You got 1 or 2, sometimes even 3 sets, and then it showcased a combo model where you could combine them together. It was a really sick concept. I'm surprised they limited it to just one place in the world. I would have totally bought these if they came to Australia. Now, to find these mint in box is almost impossible. I have never physically seen these in person. I've never even seen HD images of someone owning these sets on the internet. When I say owning these sets, I mean sealed in box, or even just images of the box. I've never seen that before. The most I can get are these blurry images. I have had people from Korea who've messaged me saying, oh yeah, I did actually own that, I remember them in the shops, so they definitely exist. But yeah, they are very, very rare. Now, regardless of the rarity, the models do look really cool. And it wouldn't be all that difficult to build the models, the rare part is the box itself. Anyone could just buy the individual sets and build these dudes, right? Thankfully, those sets didn't come with any exclusive pieces because then they would be so expensive. Now, if you want to know what these Piraka combo model sets are worth, well, there's just not any listings of them online. I've never seen any, there's no record of any, it's almost like they don't exist. So because of that, it's a little hard to judge their value. I would say it would be a lot though. If you've ever seen some of these for sale and you can give me a price, I'd be curious to hear about it in the comments below. And heck, if you own one, I'd love to see images. Please send me some if you have some. Again, of course, I'm referring to them in box, not outside of the box. Pretty easy to replicate that. Very difficult to see the box itself. But yeah, I thought this was worth mentioning because it is tangentially related, and it's always cool to learn about really rare and weird stuff like this. Anyway, so that's the history of this cool piece and this limited edition set. Now let's see how we could use this fantastic Lego piece in our own Lego creations. Matt Goldberg has a mock that's called the Golden. Now I believe this is a canon character called the Gold-Skinned Being. Now this is a character that only appears in stories, there's no physical images to showcase what they look like. Now in the lore of Bionicle, the character isn't really any one species. They were created by fusing multiple different things together. But the Gold-Skinned Being was created by a group of Skakti, and Skakti was the name of the species for the Piraka. So hey, it doesn't seem that far-fetched that the Gold-Skinned Being would kind of look a little bit like a Piraka and have this golden mask. It's kind of the perfect use for this piece. So fitting for this character, isn't it? So hey, if you do have this piece and you want to build some cool canon characters, well, this is the perfect way to use it, isn't it? And seeing it rest on this huge buff body, it complements the mask very well. Now, I love how it's using this very large CCBS torso piece in gold and combining that with all sorts of other CCBS armor pieces too, because the textures of that and everything else, it all just blends so well with this mask. It really is beautiful. Plus, I love the way that Matt has used a lot of these claw pieces in gold all along the torso. The effect that creates looks so natural and so distinct. A very organic and realistic design, isn't it? Now let's check out some revamps of Ernak that continue to use this mask. So Nico727 has built this next mock and it's called Ernak, Lord of Nightmares. It's funny because on the last mock, I loved how everything was entirely gold. That was essentially the only color that Matt used. But on this mock, it's almost the opposite. There's barely any gold whatsoever, except for the face and the claws. And there's something a little bit creepy and scary about that. Now, in the Bionicle story, Ernak was a myth. Ernak was supposed to be an embodiment of fear that could take its target's worst nightmare and make it come true. And I feel like this revamp really captures that idea. You know, stuff like the chains with skulls hanging off of them, fire in their eyes, gross looking pods inside their chest. This is nightmare fuel. But that's kind of the point, right? They did a great job of capturing that, and the darker color scheme totally plays into that. And finally, Peter Shaker has made Ernak fear itself. Now this mock feels like a nice combination of both of the mocks that we were just looking at. It certainly has some nightmarish elements, you know, like the Metru head skulls hanging off of the weapon. Combine that with the muscular chest and the imposing larger size of this mock, it is scary. But all of these golden accents, the cool arm blaster, it actually feels very similar to the set, which is good because yeah, this is a fun combo model, but it is a little bit too colorful. This color combo certainly fits that of someone who's going to make your nightmares come true. This is a fantastic mock, and I get the sense this would be what Ernak would look like if he wasn't a combo model and they just made him as his own solo set. So yeah man, that's it. That's how you could use this cool spine piece in your own mocks, and that's some of the history behind this wonderful Lego piece. Thanks for watching guys. If you enjoyed the mocks that I showcased in this video, be sure to check the links in the description below and see more from the builders that I highlighted. Otherwise, happy building and bye for now.